Calling all nerds. This is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now here's your hosts, Gonzo, Nerd, and Mizzy.
And welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Mizzy, and Nerd is muted.
I'm Nerd.
Professionals.
Yeah. Killing it.
Welcome to the episode. Today we're going to be talking about the acquisition of Iron Kingdoms by Steamforged Games. We're going to talk about some Warcrow. And we're going to talk about the games we're playing and games we want to play. So that's what the episode will be about. Before we get there, let's get to the business. We want to thank Muse on Minis for sponsoring the channel and getting it out for everybody to listen to. We want to thank Cuttlefish Colors for making some awesome glazing and painting. Such a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yar har fiddly dee. Being a pirate is alright to be. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Fallen freely. Thank you for the raid.
Steph, hello.
For people coming in, we were thanking all of our sponsors. Midnight Heroes making them awesome chibi miniatures. He's got a good summer sale going on. Make sure you go check it out. We want to thank Creature Caster for sponsoring the channel. Make sure you go over there and check out their tribe, where you can get a 5th edition module and minis to go with it. We want to thank Turbo Dork, the makers of turbo shifting and metallic paints. Who else did I miss? Everybody? Did I get everybody? We got middle of the raid, and the raid went crazy.
Yup.
You got Midnight Heroes. You got
Turbo Dork.
Got Creature Caster.
Yeah.
Cuttlefish.
Hey, got Muse. Everybody. We got Muse.
Yep.
Muse was the first one. So, yay! We got Muse. Guys, welcome to the channel. Our spontaneous. Thanks a lot, Fallen Freely. We appreciate the raid. If you want, hit that follow and like button or whatever it is nowadays. You can find out what we're doing.
Not hard to follow. Give him a follow.
Yep. Before we do that, do we have any shout-outs this week that we need to give out?
I don't think so. I
don't think so either.
Anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. Sorry, 3D print's messing up already, so we're going to redo that one.
I can just shout out my dad's dog.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do that. I don't think
Augie was a good boy. He lived a long, hearty life.
Aw, thanks, Cookie.
Thanks, Cookie.
There would Cookie shout out. I'm dreading that. Oh, you never know what Cookie's going to say. So you got to be careful with what Cookie's going to say.
It's true.
He gets it from his mom.
From his mom. So,
See Ma.
So do we have... I don't think we have any other shout-outs. I don't think nothing's come up. That hurt. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm not thinking of any other ones. Let's talk about what our, the most important thing that everybody likes to hear about is, Nerd, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking orange mango sparkling ice. I'm trying to be better about my sugar intake.
Mizzy, what are you drinking?
I am mixing it up a little bit and not watching my sugar intake tonight with some Dr. Pepper creamy coconut.
It's so good.
I have discovered it and it's delicious.
I'm not a Dr. Pepper fan, but you
well,
do
you're
you.
Not a Dr.
It just means more for us. That's fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Means you won't steal it.
No. I won't.
You won't have bought it in the first place.
I'm doing the good thing of drinking more water. I was
Well,
really, really thirsty. I went to go eat somewhere today, and it was not that great, but it was very salty, and so I'm like, oh, I need a lot of water right now, type thing. So, guys, we really appreciate if you are. There is a hydrate button on there for you if you want to help hydrate us, war buddies, and force us to drink. But we want to thank everybody that's come here and listening, everybody that's watching, everybody that follows us. We got our Facebook page is kind of blowing up. We're getting a lot of follows and a lot of people there, so really happy about that. But we really appreciate you coming on. And always, always, like we say, if you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. And if you can do something, do something. If you can't, find someone who will, because we need to look after each other. We got a lot of things going on, and we just got to make sure that we're taking care of each other. Cheers.
cheers.
Hold on.
God damn, I've missed that.
What, real sugar?
Coconut Dr. Pepper, because one of my main go-to drinks before I had to stop drinking, basically, was coconut rum and Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Just tastes just like it, just without the rum, and that, yes. I'm happy right now.
I'll remember that for future reference. That sounds tasty.
It's very tasty, especially when you do about half and half. I was that person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You like
I
it
remember those
strong?
days.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I am a pirate, and I used to be able to drink like one.
So we're going to talk about it. We're not going to get really into a lot of details about what happened. So this week, pretty good gaming news, pretty big gaming news came out. Steamforged Games, the makers of Epic Encounters, various board games, RPGs, and Guild Ball, purchased the IP rights to the Iron Kingdom. And for people who don't know what the Iron Kingdom is, it's the world that Privateer Press created, which is War Machine, Warcaster, all the little small, the IK RPG, anything related to that world, which means that like Mon Pak didn't get touched, and like level 7 for other things, which is okay. And we don't know the full details of what went on, but they purchased it, and they now own the rights to it, which kind of shook up a lot of the area, because people remember a lot of things about Steamforged and Guild Ball and the way things were happening, and so you got to look past that. The people that bought it are actually War Machine players, so they know what they're talking about. It's not like GW bought it and was like, oh, okay, we bought it, fine, fuck it, and disappear, or some investment firm bought it just so they could do whatever. So
Yeah.
they actually know what they're doing. They've made games. They know what the game is. They play it. So it's not like it's going to just anybody. Soon to be Warcaster players. They did buy the rights to Warcaster. And so this Thursday they released their press release of what they're planning on doing with the property.
Part one.
They're part 1. And part 1 said that they're going to concentrate mostly on Warcaster and the IK RPG. And doing that, which then puts a couple of other properties in the back burner. Warcaster, Riot Quest, all the other stuff, put it on the back burner. Which I understand.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that make the most money, and those are the ones that do, the big names. We just got to wait and see. That's the kicker. They're not changing the rules up. The rules for Mark IVs all staying the same, because technically the rules are being written by Privateer Press still. Privateer Press pretty much is doing the designing and everything else and 3D printing the miniatures. They're taking on all the business aspects, kind of is pretty much the way it was discussed.
So admin type things, you maybe
Yeah.
to simplify it.
Yeah, pretty much what they're going to do is they're going to work on the. I'm sure they're going to work on the distribution. They said they were going to work on distribution. Getting product out, things like that.
Okay.
Which is okay. That's the more the, and I put quotes on the business side of the business.
Yeah.
But they said they weren't touching any rules. Everything they like the rules. Everything's going where they want, so no issues there. They're going to work on distribution, getting into stores, and then making a two-player battle box. Which this was kind of the big shocker news is they're making a two-player battle box, which is going to be a Signar and Kador battle box. They said possibly there's going to be more, which is going to be um, sold at Gen Con. The
Okay.
two-player battle box will be one warcaster of each faction, a character jack, so you only have to buy one, a character unit, so you only have to buy one, and a character solo, which you only have to buy one. So if you and your buddy both want it, that's like the perfect thing. And you could technically sell the other half, but it's going to come with terrain, different things, and it's going to be in plastic, which is kind of going to be the weird kicker thing about this is the entire line is not going plastic. So everybody knows the entire line is not going plastic. They're only doing plastic on right now, from my understanding, and hopefully I'm right, is the two-player battle boxes.
That's how I understood it.
Yeah.
And that it's kind of for right now, it's just going to be the 2-player starter set, and then they're still going to continue with the resin printing.
Yeah, resin 3D printing is still doing the same. No issues there. And so hopefully it'll be what it be, which is good. We're going to have to wait and see what's everything that's going on. There's plenty of I'm sure there's still things that they're going to want to do and change up. So we're just waiting to see what's going to happen there. Privateer Press is still making the game. Privateer Press is still writing the rules. They're still doing all of that. So it's not like they didn't buy Privateer Press, which is, that's what everybody was kind of like all freaking out about. They're like, oh, the company's gone. And I'm like, please read the press release. Please, please, please read the press release and do what you're, do.
Do
Reading
your
is
due
fundamental.
diligence.
Yeah, because there was a lot of rumors and such. A lot of people did lose their job. They did, let people go. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah.
But that's business, especially nowadays. That's big time business. So, I really think Shadow Sword. He asked about the two-player battle box or cadres. I believe the two-player battle boxes are going to be cadres. We're talking, yes, Voxel. We're talking about the acquisition of the Iron Kingdoms from Steamforged, and really, there's not. They're pretty much keeping everything status quo. They're like, we're just going to let them design the game. We're going to get it distributed, try to get it into stores. And another reason why they do plastic on the two-player battle box, it's easier to kick out and quicker to put out, so you can put it in stores.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be, something that's going to be really, really good. Because it needs, I want to say a new life to it, but it definitely needs, it needs to be thrown in people's faces. Because the game's good. Captain Busy and I play it, and we like it. And there's nothing wrong with the game. It does need tweaks like anything other thing else, but there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it. It's a ton of fun. The models are amazing. We both play Brian Bloods, and I might switch over to Crix as mine, and Mizzy might go over to Grave Diggers.
I am definitely eyeballing them Grave Diggers because more trolls. And shooty booms.
Yeah. But the game's good. The game's fun. Privateer Press is still managing the game. They just handed it over to Steamforged, and Steamforged knows what they're doing. I mean, if they already have the plastic models and the two-player boxes, and they're going to be selling them at Gen Con, which is only like, what, less than 2 months away.
It's the end of July.
Yeah, they've
1st of
been working on
August?
this for a while,
Yeah.
for a long time, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's, a lot of NDAs and holding up and secret stuff, but that means it's been in the works for a while, which, you know, it's better to keep all that secret and then go, here's all this cool product, instead of going, we acquired it back in wherever they acquired it, and they're waiting 5 months to get a product out.
Yeah.
You acquire it, keep it secret, build everything up, and then go, oh, here you go. Here's all the cool stuff that we got coming out. So there's not this big lead up and a lot of social problems, because there's a lot of people out there talking, a lot of negative. And
We ain't got time for negative.
no, this looks like it's a good thing. Privateer Press, is putting the business with Steamforged and letting Steamforged do the business part of the business, while Privateer Press concentrates on the crafting of models and rules and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it. I hope they're going to do a good job.
If this gets War Machine in more people's hands, then by all means, let's go.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because more people need to play this.
Oh yeah,
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game, and the models are great. Sculpts are good, so we'll just have to wait and see. But that's all we're going to say about that, because there are plenty of other podcasts out there that talk about it that we don't have to worry about. But we're going to talk about something that is coming out at Gen Con also. But they've released the rules. So Corvus Belli is releasing a fantasy miniature skirmish game. And I put skirmish. Oh, thank you, War Budgies, for the cheer.
The biddies.
We got the biddies.
Yeah.
And it's based off of their Warcrow adventures, and now it's just Warcrow miniature. It's just Warcrow. And the 2-player battle box will go pre-release July 15th through August 1st, and at Gen Con they're going to do, I don't know if it's going to be a pre-release or whatever it is. But they got a 2-player starter set, and just, last week or the week before? Week before, they released the rules of the game. And so we've been reading the rules, so on and so forth. Finally got rulings on them, on what size the models are, what rules are the stride, figured out all this stuff, which I 3D printed some measuring widgets type thing. And we read the rules, and then they released, we were able to find copies of the stat cards and printed those off. The one thing I do like about this is their 2-player battle box does come with terrain, and it is played on a 3x3, not a 4x4, but a 3x3. And the terrain that they have on there is quite a bit of terrain. It's not like 5 pieces. It's like 10 to 12 pieces for this set. So we're gonna have to see, exactly, what they're gonna do for, and I put quotes, tournament play, or play for convention play, whatever we want to do it. But how many pieces did you count them up?
I think I counted 11.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, we were playing with a little bit more than that, but we were having a good time with ours.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it on our Facebook page, on the More Than Dice Facebook page, we did post a picture of our table, and on the Discord, because we are in the Warcrow Discord. Printed off terrain, and we posted it up. We got miniatures. We just found 30 millimeter base miniatures and started to play the game. This game is, a best way to put it, different. And it's not bad. You don't measure in inches. You have to use their measuring widgets to do everything. And it's called a stride, and a stride is 15 millimeters, et cetera, et cetera. And we learned that in the movement phase, when your model can do 2 things. And usually your first thing is 2 moves. because that's the only thing you can do twice is move. And you don't add those two together because Captain Mizu was like looking at it, well, I can go just 5 strides. I'm like, no, that you're losing movement because if you go 5 strides, you're losing a 30 millimeter move.
Yep.
Because you put down the midget and you go front to back. So you measure from the front of the base and land on the back of the base. And so when you do that, when you move 2 and then you do a 3, you put it in there, you actually lose 30 millimeters if you just do a 5. Which is
Don't be lazy.
Yeah, don't be lazy or you're going to screw yourself. It does kind of play like War Machine in the fact that you just pick up all your models. If it's a unit, you pick them up and put them within 2 strides of the leader. Yep. Type thing. So you're not measuring each individual model.
The thing that is different with that, though, is that you have to use your leader model to measure. You can't just pick one and measure.
Yeah, everything's done from the leader model, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Means that you have to actually pay attention to your models.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more, which is okay.
We did play like the basic scenario, and it's like go and get this objective. One thing we did like that when you claim an objective, you don't have to sit on it, which is very good because in War Machine, you have to sit on that objective and stay on that objective to claim it. This one, you claim it, click a button, turn the light switch on, and you walk away. Yeah. So someone can come back and grab it from you, but it also makes you where you can go play the game. You're not just sitting there and camping, which is good. It is an alternating activation, so I go, you go type thing. It is also very interesting combat system in Melee. Whenever I roll to hit you, one thing is it is proprietary dice. They're D8s, and it took us forever to figure this out because we didn't have the D8s, so we had to put our dice on there to see what we rolled type thing because we don't have the actual dice. And, it just took a little while to figure out. Eventually, we got the hang of it.
We made it work.
We made it work, and that was the purpose of it.
It was janky, but we made it work.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is you just don't roll to hit. You roll to do damage. But the cool thing is there's different symbols on there, and the different symbols can do things on your card. Like if you roll this symbol and you get it, you get to do more damage. Or you get to block because the thing about this game is if I'm the attacker, I attack Mizi's characters. Mizi's characters can defend, but Mizi's characters can actually do damage back to me in the process.
I can beat your face in.
Yeah, and typically she could win the combat because she did more damage to me. It just all depends on what's rolled, and they have things where they're called switches, but when you roll certain symbols, you get like certain abilities, and it's all based on the cards. Like one of my switches, I had a war surgeon in my unit, and anytime I rolled the hollowed out exclamation point, I automatically did 1 point of poison damage. So that was there, which was kind of cool, because the war surgeon technically didn't do any combat besides that one thing, but I had to roll it. And once you figured out who won, you push that opponent back. And you could either get pushed back or not pushed back. It just all depends. That printer's making loud noises. Because it is failed.
Oh no.
3D printer problems.
That's the first time I've had that happen. So I'll have to figure that out later. Sorry, that was making a really bad noise. I knew it was wrong. And so you could push people back. So you hit them, and you can move them up. So that way you could like move people off of objectives, do the ebb and flow of battle. It was kind of fun. Also, leaders don't have to join units, and models don't have to join units, but they can join units and leave units in the middle of the game. So it's not like you attach it to the unit and they're there for the rest of the game. You can attach them and then they can walk away. They can leave the unit and go do something else, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, spellcasting.
Spellcasting is probably the coolest thing about this game because it's so unique.
Yeah. So when you cast a spell, you can look at the spell and go, "Oh, I want to Oh, this spell only goes out like 8 strides, but you can get what's called tinge, and you can add a black die to a roll, and you can increase the spell up to 12. So you can make
14.
or 14, whatever it is. It says on the card how far. So you can make the spell go farther. And then you can make the spell do more or more damage or add an effect to it. But you add these dice and your opponent rolls these dice. And when they roll the dice, bad things can happen. Really bad things can happen, depending on how much tinge you get. And
Really fun bad things can
Yeah.
happen.
like but that's what they have to do. They have to make it to see if the spell goes off. Your opponent, you roll to see if the spell goes off. No big deal. And it's a face-off roll. And every spell went off, I think, didn't it? I don't think we had a
Not
spell.
my last one. My last one didn't.
Well, no, you died, but that you still went. It still went. No, it didn't go off. You got crushed on it.
It did go off, but I exploded myself.
Yeah. So pretty much what it is you're kind of using the dark side is the best way to put it, and pushing more into the battle. And when you get it, you look at a bunch of things, and like you could get stressed out. Yeah, you could get people within like so many strides of you could be fearful of you, or the very last one, you blow up and die. The model just dies.
It's too much dark side.
Yeah, too much dark side in it.
Because that was 7 tinge on that roll.
Yeah, and it was like an easy, you were going to explode.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the price you pay. You don't have to do that. And currently, there's very few people that can get rid of that negative taint of tinge. Like my elven spellcaster, whenever he rests, he can get rid of tinge. So he can kind of push himself a little bit. But one of the other cool aspects of it is stress in the game. So you got activations. When you activated the unit, you put an activation marker on it. But you could activate them again by stressing them out. So a model could go twice, or a unit could go twice in a turn. So, you're like, oh, this unit is beating up and we're fighting over this objective. I use my activation, I beat you up, and then your opponent goes, they may beat you up, and then you're like, oh, I really need to take this turn, and I'm going to put a stress token on them and attack again. You could do another stress and moves. There's whatever you can do. There's a maximum stress that they can take based on their abilities. So, based on their card. But that really is a very tactical thing in the game that you have to be careful on. I think that's what's going to make this game different is you're not just, I move, shoot, can't do anything with that unit anymore. I spell cast, I can't do anything with that unit anymore. My big solo does something and it's done. It's going to be definitely a good tactical battle game.
The other thing was the once per game abilities.
Oh yeah,
where you spend
command points.
Command points. So I had 4 command points, and one of my abilities was that I could fix a roll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you have it depends on your army. Mizzy had 4, but once you use that command point, it's gone. So you don't get it back. And so it was really good. There's a lot of good tactical things to this. There's a lot of the models look good. There's a lot of good fun to it because there's something about someone charging you and you able to do damage back to them in your defensive roll.
Yep.
So it's not just I'm rolling defensively just to not take a hit. You're rolling defensively, but then you're also get to smack them back in the process.
And if you stress yourself out more, then you can add to that defensive roll as well.
Yeah.
Or your attack roll.
Depending on what it is. I mean, I was really impressed by the rule set. The line of sight is going to be a changing thing because you can't see through units, even if there's a gap through the models. So like the unit as a block of line of sight blocking type thing. So it's going to be a little different. Um, Spellcasting is going to be a blast because you can technically dispel spells. Dispel spells.
Yeah.
If you're within 20 strides of another spellcaster, you can technically uh, dispel it with another one. Um, what else? Scenarios were pretty simple. We just played the basic one so we could get the rules in. Wasn't any weird things going on. I'll be interested to see what they do when they put out their convention or tournament packet because we only had 5 activations per side, and at 250 points, that's going to be 20 models on the board, and how many activations we get is going to be kind of interesting. So we're waiting to see. We're going to wait and see what they have on that. But the rules are free to download. You can download them as a PDF right now, and you can read them over and ask questions. They've got, of course, a Discord, so you can ask questions there. But you could have, plenty of fun with it. We enjoyed it. We're definitely buying the 2-player starter. I did apply for a content creator type thing stuff too. So, so we could see if we can do content creation. If they're willing to be part of that. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was very interesting. The army I was playing, it's better for me to keep my heroes alive and let my troops take the brunt, while Mizzy's
so.
was the opposite.
I'm gonna get in your face.
Yeah. The orcs are very much a grunt, get in your face, I'm going to beat the ever-living shit out of you. And mine are like, I'm going to sit in my main leader is going to sit in the back and cause all these shenanigans type thing. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely picking it up. We'll have some good fun with it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about Warcrow before we get started on the other subject?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun. It was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Warbuzzy. She did ram a dragon with a hot air balloon.
I did, yes.
So I'm gonna go and switch over to the paint cam since I can do that.
I was also the one that was defending the role and purposely attacked the girl gas many, many times with my hot air balloons.
Nice.
So yeah, shenanigans. That's what I'm about.
So with that said, we're definitely, and segueing into our piece, we are definitely going to be picking up Warcrow and playing it. For the most part, Mizzy is going to be playing orcs, whether another
Northern
faction
tribe.
comes out or not, which is the Northern Tribes. I will play the Hegemony for the time being.
I'm kind of interested in the demons, but definitely orcs.
Yeah, and then I'm going to eventually pick up the elves because I'm an elven player and I like the elves a lot.
Yes, war budgies, one of us.
Yeah, the Northern Tribes. You should download the PDF and look at the rules, or if you need the rules to the Northern Tribes, let me know and I'll send them to you because they're not easily available and you can look at the rules because they're legit type thing. So as games we're getting into, we're definitely going to be picking up Warcrow. Nerd, is there any game that you are going to be playing or going to be picking up?
I mean, Dragonbane.
Yeah, we are doing for people that don't know, we are going to do a one-shot Dragonbane.
Mm-hmm.
For people who don't know, Dragonbane is an RPG, an overseas RPG that's kind of like their version of D&D. And it is a very, I don't want to say that it's a very simplistic rule set, but that's kind of what it is. Everything's based off of, because everything's based off of a D20 system. And your skills are, I roll a D20 and I need to roll that number or lower. Everything's done on a skill-based checking type stuff. So I'm going to pull my camera back a little bit so we can see. So I'm working on bases for the Warcrow, so I want to do cool bases. It's going to be a dungeon themed one.
Yeah.
Got that base.
Now, I will not be picking up any new games anytime soon.
Any new role playing games?
Probably not, because of lack of people to play them with right now, and trying to learn another system is going to take a while. If I do anything, it's going to be Blades in the Dark or Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
I'm here for some Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
I kind of figured you would be.
Who isn't for Thirsty Sword Lesbians?
So that might be a one shot we'll have to run at some point. I just got to read through the system again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Are you is there any game that you're looking forward to playing or want to play, I should say?
Video games, yes. RPGs, I still would love to get into a Vampire the Masquerade group.
Gotcha.
And learn that system.
Yes.
What video games?
What is it? Senua's something.
Senua's
It's Hellblade
Sacrifice.
2. Well, there's the first one is Senua's Sacrifice, but I think it's
yeah.
Senua's Saga
Yeah.
is the second one.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different.
Yeah. And I really also would love I'm waiting until it comes down in price, fingers crossed, to get Horizon Forbidden West.
Yep.
Because I played through part of it on PlayStation, but now that it's out for Steam, I would rather play it on that.
Yeah, I played that on PlayStation.
Trying to think. Let me look at my wish list.
Yeah, the only video game that I'm looking forward to is Dawn Trail, which is the expansion for Final Fantasy, which I'm really kind of looking forward to.
That tracks.
Which I'll be doing. I'll do some streaming on that because it looks like, I'm going to be picking and playing a new class, Job, because they're not class.
Fable. I've never played any of the Fable games.
Really? That's an old series.
Yeah. But yeah, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is the second one coming out.
I'm kind of upset that they didn't do it in PlayStation this time. Because it was a PlayStation exclusive.
Hellblade?
Yeah, the original was a PlayStation exclusive only. And
Gotcha.
I guess that, when Microsoft probably bought that company, it was like, no, we're taking it. I haven't heard a lot of great things about it, though, which is kind of sad. Graphics-wise, they say it's an incredibly gorgeous game. But they say the story and the gameplay is not that great, which kind of poops. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Another one is a single-player base building, like roguelite dungeon crawler called Goblin Stone. I wonder why I'd be interested in that.
Maybe because it has stones?
Yeah, totally.
Not
Shiny,
at all
shiny
to do with
rocks.
any of the goblin things. No, not at all.
No. No, but it's gotten mixed reviews, so I've been kind of holding off on getting it.
Yeah.
Do either of you know if the Horizon expansion is also on Steam?
I have no clue.
Horizon Forbidden West?
Yes. Question mark?
Yes. The complete
Okay.
edition is out
Okay.
at $60.
There you go.
So
Cool.
Also, I really have been tempted to get Red Dead Redemption 2, because it's the one game that my husband owns that is not shareable through Steam Library.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Through
funny.
shared
Which
libraries.
is
Yeah.
really, and it's a extremely solid, good game.
Yeah.
I played Red Dead Redemption 2 when it first originally came out, and that game still surprises people on what happens. One of the things I thought was interesting when I was playing the game is, when you kill somebody and you leave their body will eventually decompose and will leave a skeleton.
Yeah.
It's not just, the body stays there. It will actually decompose. and become a skeleton. And there's like plenty of mods, and you got the online version also. That'll help if you wanted to play online. But very solid, good game.
Yeah. Another one is Stray Gods, which is the role-playing musical based around the Greek gods.
Oh. That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Gods, romance, murder, musical numbers. What?
The hysteria.
But I've watched some people play it, and it looks like a lot of fun. It's one of those interactive fiction where the choices matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of roleplay adjacent?
Yes.
Okay. Here for it.
Mm-hmm. So. Yes, I have many things on my list and no money with which to buy them. So
The real world.
because I bought Hades and Hades 2 for Steam just before I went on my trip, and then I went on a trip, which was expensive.
Worth it.
Yes. But I've been playing the crap out of Hades lately.
Nice.
I have Hades. I just never played it as much. I couldn't get into it as much as everybody else was.
Mm.
But that's neither here nor there. Are you playing any RPGs besides the ones besides Dragonbane? Or running?
Daggerheart, which I've talked about in the past. So, it's pretty much just those three right now. So I play a lot of D&D games.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what D&D games are you playing?
We just had session 0 for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Okay.
I have a homebrew game that I run, a homebrew game that I play in, and then a homebrew game that's coming up this fall. So I got a lot of games.
Just a few.
All the games. All the nerd stuff.
Indeed.
And Jackbox. Cookie says, yes.
And
Jackbox. All the Jackbox.
Yes. I was playing Jackbox with Litchy Hour the other night. That was fun.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Mizzy?
Warcrow, obviously. Gonna be getting into. I don't really have any video games that I'm eyeing right now. Just kind of chilling on my mobile games. With my dinos. Let's see. We've got our Earth Dawn campaign that we're starting in a couple weeks. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Next weekend's my birthday weekend, so.
Yes. So 22nd. That's right. And then, whenever we'll get to play our vampire game again, playing that. And then every other Tuesday, I hang out with Nerd and our lovely friends and play our Black Sheep game and Rage Barbarian Life. Which is all kinds of fun.
Yeah.
4th edition Earth Dawn, Gonzo?
Yes, 4th edition, the newest edition.
Yeah, 4th edition. What else do I got going on? Still playing War Machine. Actually got a tournament coming up on the 29th. Yes.
Yep.
For some Iron Gauntlet fun. I'm just gonna show up and cause shenanigans like I do. With my Bramblets. We're playing some Shatterpoint here and there. Really liking that. When the Rebels come out, I'll probably be getting those. Because Rebels and Chopper. Because Chopper. We're playing Judgment. Need to get those painted up.
Yeah, I should be painting up instead of these bases, but I want to do all that base.
All about that base. What else we got on our radar?
That's pretty much about it.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we got some, like I said, some of the stuff is the back burner. I mean, Shatterpoint is something we're not like, oh my God, we're into it for the rest of our life type thing.
Yeah.
I've bought everything I want for Shatterpoint because I was looking at other things that are coming out and nothing really interests me. Nothing just makes me want to go, I have to have it. So
Yeah.
I'm good, but you wanted to buy one because, you like those models type
Because
thing.
like Shadow Sword said, gotta love a murderous droid. Yes.
But definitely, of course, I'm picking up Warcrow, which will be something I'll be putting in, time and investing into. I'm painting up bases for them, so, got to
You
go
know it's
with that.
serious. When you bust out the bases, you know it's serious.
Um, and then, of course, we're going to play War Machine still. Waiting to see, how all of that's coming out and what's going to happen. Getting that going. And then definitely going to be doing, because Dawn Trail, I've already bought the thing for Final Fantasy 14, and I'll do some streaming of that. I may just take a whole day off on the release day so I can just play it. Because I'm actually going to be playing a different job, which is going to be the Viper, and the Viper is a dual sword wielding class, which I'm a big sucker for. I'm a huge
Yes.
sucker for it more than anything. So
Not you, never.
no.
Then we got Nerd over here making me glam for next week with the
Oh,
teal and red.
oh, she chose your new colors.
Yeah. Muted Nerd.
Yep. I keep doing it because I've been getting the hiccups off and on today.
That's fair. Oh, we got a Hail Hydrate, guys.
Oh.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Thanks, War Budgies. Yeah, red and teal is one of my favorite color combos.
I'm here for it. Okay. It's definitely interesting. Yeah.
Not really. I mean, there's not really a lot going on. It's just we got a lot. I mean, I'm really looking forward to our Earthdawn because the kicker about it is while Earthdawn is my favorite RPG to play and run, I am also doing this with people that have never really role played.
Yeah, like
They have very
dabbled, but not like major into it.
And I'm about to fuck them up with Earthdawn.
I'm ready for it. I'm gonna be playing a Raceland type character, so let's go.
But I'm really looking forward to it because one, it's people that are brand new to the game, brand new to role playing, and I want to make sure that they have a good time and we do some cool stuff and have some cool things happen. And then, make new friends, do cool things. So I'm looking forward to it. What's weird is I've been 3D printing terrain for so long that I don't need to 3D print any more terrain.
What?
I know. I've got all my stuff, and it's weird. I'm used to like 3D printing, of course, for Warfare Weekend, which don't have to do anymore. Everything's done. But I've printed all my tables up, so I'm like, what do I do now?
It's actually funny that you bring that up because Erica and I were just talking today, like, oh, we don't have a living room full of terrain right now. Oh my God. What are we going to do with each other? This is not normal.
Yeah, out of our hands right now. But
I'm not mad about it. I can dry brush my life away on models now.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, I've printed off my tables for us for every game we're playing, so I don't have to, make a new table. I don't have to, print off anything. Now it's printing off for fun, like
Yep.
printing off little cool ears or printing off, other things. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff right now.
Hmm.
So it's interesting time right now that I get to do stuff for me. And I really haven't had a chance to do that in quite a long time. Um, do have some phone calls, this week, but um, like painting bases. I have never painted pre-painted bases for a game that's coming out. And I 3D printed these bases. I did the resin printing on this. Um, I did the resin printing on the other bases for the elves. Oh, let me show a couple of those off real quick. Like,
Yeah. The mushrooms.
let me see.
Everybody loves the mushrooms.
So,
Jeez.
let me see. And they're primed black, but
Cute.
it's
Yes.
foliage, and then there's these tons of mushrooms on them, and then there's some that don't have it. They're just a bunch of like skull, 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 skull. You know, other things on here, but it's all forest base. But they're going to be for these weird elves because I was looking at the lore because I was reading the lore on the elves, and one of the elves that they already have, which is for the adventure game, you look at it and he's got these glowing blue sacks on, I'm guessing, his back. And those actually are leeches that he eats and uses for, different effects. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be those kind of elves, not just, pointy running around the woods type elves. And such. So I was kind of looking forward that these are going to be some weird elves. So kind of looking forward to it. But it was kind of interesting to say, because I have a lot of friends, that I'm still, they're still running events, and they're like, I got to print terrain off for my event that's next year already.
Oh wow.
Yo.
Well, because I mean, War Machine, for people that don't know, they're trying to push 3D terrain, which is good, but they want 12 to 14 pieces of terrain per table. And if you run an event that's, 50 tables, that's a lot of terrain. I mean, that's a crap ton of terrain, which is good because you really want cool looking tables, but it's a lot of work. A lot of work. And not having to do that now is kind of weird. But that's how it be.
Do be how that be.
So, still doing a lot of reading. I know that, I've got a couple of RPGs that I still need to read up on so I can give a review on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that I can get Nerd to run a Dragon Prince RPG because she's got the files. She's got the PDFs, and she's very well versed in what the Dragon Prince world is.
Yes. Have I read the books you sent me?
No.
Because trying to read them on my phone is a pain in the ass. So, yeah.
We'll get there. It's fun.
Yeah. We'll get there.
I'm working. I'm hoping Nerd runs more stuff because that's the person that will run games for me. Because that's about the only way I'm going to get to play is when Nerd runs something that I can be a part of.
Y'all just gonna have to trade off.
Well, I got the Dragonbane, so which I'm kind of looking forward to try something that's new and different. And that, I mean, it is going to be just a one shot. I don't plan on doing a campaign. I'm not moving it to a campaign. But it'll be interesting to see what all the hoopla is because one of the things that's very different about this game is um, the GM doesn't really dictate what monsters do. They have a predetermined set of rules and everything. And you roll on a table and that's what they do. And it tells you how much damage and what they hit and so on and so forth. So it's kind of weird. It's interesting, but it's going to be something different. But we'll have to wait and see. The Earthdawn's just going to be. I'm running the same story I run with everybody else, so it's not going to be hard. It's going to be, and Mizzy's not played it, so it'll be
Yup.
something new for her. So we'll wait and see. What's our time? Oh, we're almost time for media.
Almost.
Almost.
We talked a lot. We did
yeah.
things.
I didn't. I mean, like I says, we're looking forward to Warcrow. There was another game that came out that some people were kind of excited about called Port Royale, which is a pirate game, sort of like Mordenheim, or small battle. Kill team type stuff. Very small model count, but you're playing pirates type thing. I don't know. I talked to one of my friends about it, and he says there's a group of people that are looking to get into it, and I'm like, that's cool. Denton, then I was like, yes, I had to have. I mean, I'm not really into historical stuff. It's kind of reason why I haven't put together the boats that we have and everything for our other game, but I may have to bring that over and force Mizzy to help me put that together.
Oh, yes. How awful. I have to put together boats for a pirate game. I'm dying over here.
Oh, no.
The tragedy.
So we got
You
that to
could
do.
drop that off Tuesday and I could work on that Wednesday, Gonzo.
You may drop that off for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I'll drop it off. Oh, crap.
I like assembly time. Let's go.
Yeah, because it's a lot. I mean, these things are huge. You're going to open this up and you'll be like, oh, shit, did I really just ask for that?
Yes.
And they're plastic, so...
It's fine. I've got my clippers. I've got my X-Acto knife. I've got my files. I'm fine. It's okay.
Yeah, you have to assemble all the troops also.
Okay. That's fine.
Good. I don't have to do it.
Again, I like assembly because I can just zone out and focus on what I'm doing. I don't have to make decisions. I just have to follow instructions. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the troops are very, very tedious, I saw. So I was like, oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
That's fine. I'll
drop
handle
it
it.
off.
I got this.
I will drop it off then, and you can do the tedious work.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Thing.
About ready to switch over, Gonzo?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me get the last bit of paint on this skull, and I can let it dry. I'm almost there. Do we have any questions from the group? Has anybody said what games they're playing from our audience?
Cookie wants Ice Pirates, the mini game.
Oh, as long as it's got space harpies, we're all for it.
Y'all can have all of that. I will be on the sidelines.
For the people that are brand new, we're going to switch to our media section. During the media section, we rate movies, whatever we've watched, listened to, read, etc., etc. And we have two rating systems. The two rating system is how close is it to Casablanca, thanks for the biddies, more budgie, or how close it is to Cats, which is considered the worst movie ever made.
So, Cookie, they are currently revamping the whole website situation.
Yes.
So, Warcaster will probably be on FSG, maybe?
Yeah, Warcaster stuff, if they have it, will be on the Steamforged website.
We love you, War Budgies.
Yeah, they haven't finished the transfer over of everything over to Steamforged Games yet. It'll probably be a couple of weeks before they do all that, so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, it'll all be done quickly so people can buy all their stuff. Because there's a lot of people who are like, "Hey, I need this model. When do we get it?" So we're waiting to see. So media section. Of course, we rate everything also by space herpes. The fewer space herpes, the better it is. Like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things to talk about. Nerd, how many you got?
I have 3, one of which is a rewatch.
Okay. Mizzy?
I might have 4.
Okay. Well,
Maybe.
There's
If
one
I'm
that
remembering right.
you and I can talk about. There's a couple that you and I can talk about together.
Yes. I think
so-
we might be able to talk about 3 of them, actually.
So we're going to talk about one that really, 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 really I thought was amazing this week. From that, the new Doctor Who series just came out. And of course, there's a new Doctor with a new, best friend and so on and so forth. And the one thing that I really like about this, for people that don't watch Doctor Who isn't a, continuation story saga that there'll be parts of it here and there. But usually it's very episodic, like here's an episode about this, here's an episode about this, because it's Doctor Who. But this last one, I'm not going to spoil it because I know some people are still watching it, was they were doing Bridgerton. And so the Doctor and Ruby were in, like, costuming up in Bridgerton. And yes, they did use the music from Vitamin String Quartet. If you haven't heard of them, go listen to them on.
Love Vitamin String Quartet.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. They're amazing. They take modern songs and they play as a quartet. This episode had all the feels, all the funnies, all the happy, all the sad, everything. This solidified me as I love this show because I loved everything that happened in this. It was amazing. Overall, the series has been like a 1.5 for me, but this episode is definitely a 0 space herpes.
I would agree with that 1.5. I am not one of those Doctor Who fans. This is the most I've ever watched Doctor Who. I think I might have watched 3 of Eccleston, whatever his name is. That Doctor?
Eccleston.
The 9th? Yeah. So I watched like 3 episodes of that long time ago. Didn't really get into it, but Inshuti is adorable. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a chance. Jinx Monsoon's episode is probably my favorite.
I'm so looking forward to that.
They play an amazing role in this.
Aren't they playing a character called the Maestro?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
It
Because
is
I've seen
glorious.
some little previews.
It's glorious. You're gonna love it. Whenever I was watching, I was like, nerd has to have seen this. And if she hasn't, then needs. So yes.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. Watch it.
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, I would say that this last episode is also right up there with all the feels. It's 0, space herpes, all that good stuff. There was a couple weird ones that I was just like meh on, like the bubble one. I think it was.
Dot bubble.
Yeah, the dot bubble one, and then the space babies. Just because babies freak me out. No, I'm good. No babies. Anyway, yeah.
Let's see. I can actually add one more to my list because I have one left over from last week. Delicious in Dungeon.
Yep.
Which is absolutely delightful. It is the first anime that I have binged like this in years. Senshi is Bae. Papa Senshi is obviously the MVP of the show. The premise is a group of adventurers going into this dungeon to get loot, but they're trying to find one of the guys' sisters who disappeared in the dungeon.
She got eaten by the dragon.
She got eaten by the dragon. That's right.
Oh, man.
And
She was
I don't-
delicious in Dungeon.
she was delicious in the dungeon. But every episode they turn the things that they kill into their meals, which it's like part cooking show, part fantasy, part anime D&D, and I'm here for it. So I give it 0 space herpes because it's okay. This is coming from a non-anime watcher. I love this show. So, Hackathon, welcome in.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. We got our last episode is next week, and I
Mhm.
believe it's the last of the series. Like they don't have any more. So
I'm looking forward to Twink Elf Senshi. I have been given a screenshot of said character, and I'm like, yes. I need
yeah.
to get caught up because I'm on episode 6. We watched the first 16 episodes, so
Delicious
I just have
in
a handful
Dungeon.
left. So we're talking about Delicious in Dungeon, Hecka, the one that you binged as soon as I told you about it.
Yeah, the newest episode was pretty funny. I'm curious to see what's going to happen to it because it's actually been a very big hit for Netflix.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very big hit for Netflix. So I'm kind of curious on what's going to happen. Hopefully it does well and maybe it gets another season. But we don't know because this is 24 episodes in season 1, which what I understand, it's not just season 1; it's a bunch of seasons, but Netflix called it season 1.
Gotcha.
We'll
Yeah, I
have
had
to
a
wait
feeling
and
it
see.
was like 3. I figured it was like 3 rounds of 8 episodes each or something like that.
Yeah.
4 rounds of 12.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yes. See, even Hecka agrees with me. Yeah, I was talking about this on with friends the other day, and the next thing I know, Hecka's watched the entire series.
That tracks.
And then found me a way to watch without having Netflix.
Nice. I like it. Cookie, Delicious in Dungeon was made for all of us, and I haven't even watched a whole lot of it. I just know.
I'm not judging Hecka.
My next one was something that Mizzy and I can also talk about too, which is Sweet Tooth.
Okay.
Sweet Tooth season 3. Sweet Tooth is on Netflix. It's based off of a graphic novel. Sweet Tooth is a story about the planet gets a big giant sickness starts affecting people, and when it starts affecting people, like their pinkies shake or whatever. But also hybrid babies are being born, people that are half animal, half human, and this is the final season and the final story. The show's great. The characters are very well written. The characters are very fun. Special effects are just fine. There's just a lot of good storytelling going on. I'm not going to ruin anything because it's still, Mizzy hasn't seen it. She's almost done. Maybe she'll finish
I
it
have
tonight.
2 episodes left.
Maybe she'll
so-
finish it tonight, and then she can call me crying. But I watched it. It has got the feels all the way through it. It is very good, very fun. 3 seasons. I think, 8 episodes per season, roughly?
Yeah.
So you get to see some cool stuff. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. There is a message behind it all. But I enjoyed it immensely. I would say I did look up the what happened in the graphic novel compared to what happened in the book in the TV show, and
How different is it?
not much at all.
Okay. So
There's
emotional damage everywhere.
yeah. The emotional damage
Cool.
is still there.
Emotional damage.
But I enjoyed it a lot. I would say overall, the series has got like a 1, maybe a 1.5 for the entire series, but it was definitely good and enjoyable. Mizzy?
Yeah. I'm not gonna rate it yet because I haven't finished it completely. But it'll definitely kick you in the feels.
Yeah.
Like, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, it'll make you mad as all hell, but it's good.
What is it?
I can't rate it completely yet.
She's talking about Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I misunderstood. Thought you were talking about a new show.
No.
I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
Gonzo and I are gonna have a lot of crossover tonight. Sorry,
Yeah.
not sorry.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
So, nerd.
So I also cannot rate what I'm about to list because I just finished the first 2 episodes of We're Here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about emotional roller coasters, and Mizzy warned me that it's only going to get worse.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I have a feeling that I'll be watching this in short intervals.
Yes.
Like a couple episodes at a time, just to recover from the emotional damage.
I don't think I've finished season 2 yet because emotional damage.
So for people that don't know, We're Here is about drag queens going out to pretty much the South and helping people that are trying to come out and, you know, our LGBT community, and they do drag
conservative
shows.
areas of the country.
Yeah, very, very, very conservative parts. This last one was really, and it's just 4 hours away from me on both sides. This last season, and there's rage, there's crying, then there's happiness, and then there's humor. But the thing is, it's a real show. It's not scripted or anything.
So, it's real life happening. Yeah.
It's
super
on,
good,
Max,
but you got to be prepared for it.
Yeah. So.
But from the first 2 episodes, I get of what I've seen so far, I give it 0. And then 5 for the emotional damage. No, I'm kidding.
You're like fucking Gonzo.
Well, my roommate's been watching the hell out of Drag Race, so I'm like, okay, we need to watch this.
Yeah. I watched the first 2 episodes of Alkalite, which is the new Disney/Star Wars series about somebody, we don't know. You find out who in the first episode, but not to spoil anything. The first 2 episodes are out. Is killing Jedi, and this is way, way in the past, hundreds of years before the prequels. Back when the Jedi were, you know, the old Republic timeline type stuff. And so they're really, really prevalent. Combat in this is great. The story is just okay. It's not great, but it's still there. We're only 2 episodes in, so we're waiting to, you know, get everything going. It's going to be a short season. I think they're only going to do 8 episodes, which is not bad. I'm enjoying it. But I'm a huge Star Wars and Jedi fan, so this is it. It's weird watching this, though, because this is retro. So, like, clothes are not as cool, and spaceships are not as cool looking, and et cetera, because, you know, you're like, it's like watching Star Trek and then watching far future Star Trek, and you're like, man. And then going back to old school Star Trek, you're like, this is not really cool looking. Arno Michael, yes, there is a lot of force foo in the very beginning that they did put a bunch of martial arts in it, but it's fun to watch. I think the story will get better and we're going to learn more and everything's going to happen. We're just waiting. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in. So we'll just have to see. It's been good. It's been fun. The main actor, I can't remember his name, and I need to look him up because I need to give him props for what he's doing because he learned English just to play this role.
Oh, wow.
He's the dude that did Squid Games.
Yes.
Oh.
Lee Jung-jae. I think that's how you pronounce it. He plays Master Soul. He actually learned English just to play this role.
That's awesome.
And he bases his character and his style and everything off of Qui-Gon Jinn. So he
amazing.
took it, and you feel that from him when he's in there. But you got to give props to somebody that's like, hey, I'm going to learn English just to play this one role. And I mean, and you can tell his English is not perfect, but props to this guy. I mean, to learn English just to play this role, fuck yeah. I can't
That's
wait to see
badass.
more. Yeah, he's badass.
That's
I'm
commitment.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good because he probably was like, I mean, he's an older adult, and he was probably like, Star Wars is cool as shit. I get to play in Star Wars. I got to learn English. Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing it. Yep, I'm doing it.
Challenge accepted. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it. No rating yet. We're just gonna see what happens on the other episodes. Mizzy?
Um, well, Eric and I were looking for a new cozy comfort show to watch while we were eating dinner and everything. So we were scrolling through Disney and their little Pride collection. So we decided to start watching the Golden Girls from the very beginning. And we will continue to watch it because it is so fucking good and wholesome, and I love it. And sometimes you just need to sit back and laugh at shenanigans.
Do you know that the Golden Girls were the basis for the quote unquote perfect D&D party?
Oh yeah.
I'm not surprised. That tracks. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're 5 or 6 episodes in right now. 0. It's wonderful. Feel good awesomeness. Sit back and chill with it. Yeah. Nerd?
I rewatched one of my favorite musicals that I actually haven't watched in a few years now. Chicago.
Oh.
One of my friends, one of my friends was playing some of the music on their stream, and I was just like, you know what, I haven't watched Chicago, and it's the dance style, the music. It's one of my favorite, like all that jazz or When You're Good to Mama are like 2 of my go-to karaoke tracks, and like it's. I think also because it's such a good period piece, it's well cast, wonderfully choreographed. It's overall just a well done musical adaptation. Or not musical adaptation, movie adaptation of a musical. There we go.
Yeah, words.
I can does the words.
Yeah.
So I give it okay, so I'm going to give it 0, but that's only because I've never seen the stage show to compare it to.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Gonzo?
So I'm gonna do 2 at the same time because these are biographies. I did watch Idea Man and everything because I'm a huge Jim Henson. You did give a review on that, so that was the reason why I got it. It's great. I mean, there's something great about watching Jim Henson and the Creature Shop and all that thing, and such a cool guy, and you knew that the job was getting to him and all that stuff. I mean, but you don't know that until they say something. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. Because they talked about how Labyrinth was a flop when it first came out, but now it's a cult classic type thing.
Yep.
Same, and Dark Crystal actually did pretty well. And so when Labyrinth came out and it didn't do so well, people were shitting on them. What else? The other one is called Let the Canary Sing. Let the Canary Sing is a biography of Cyndi Lauper.
Ooh, what's that on?
It's on I think Paramount. I'll have to check. I'll have to figure out which one it is. But it's the biography of Cyndi Lauper. That was my time growing up. A punk girl, doing her own thing, and acting and dressing her own way and so on and so forth. And, they were like, she's, she's just a ditzy blonde and all this other stuff. And she wasn't, and she isn't, but it's her story of, not getting anywhere to her rise to fame and her work with the LGBT community right now and women's rights and, her very big activism. because she's huge into it. And it's kind of also why I posted the song "True Colors" because it's one of my favorite songs by her. Um, and I love that song to begin with because they were talking because a lot of the people that were that were gay when this came out, that was our anthem we had in secret because it's about being who you are. And Cyndi Lauper was a very big uh influencer and stand up rights for LGBT communities, and a lot of her songs were about being who you are, love who you are, etc., etc. And of course, then they talked about Shebop, which when it came out, nobody knew what Shebopping was. And if you don't know, it's about masturbation. It was code for masturbation. And she even admitted to it, like after it had been out and made #1, and it got very controversial. But it was about masturbation, and people were like, oh my god, oh my god. That's the reason why it always cracks me up when they people get upset with like all the other songs. I'm like, we had to sing songs when we were growing up, guys. It was just coded different. Now they just say
I
it.
love us a queen.
Yeah. And so, but I love Cyndi Lauper. She doesn't age, by the way. She's still, I mean, she does not look a day over like 20 or whatever. She's gorgeous. I love her to death. Love her music. But it was a really good, movie. And I rate both of them a 0 because, they did it right and told the good parts and told everything. So, and the reason why, I'm not going to spoil, but there's a reason why it's called Let the Canary Sing. You'll have to watch it.
Can confirm it is on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mizzy.
My other one that I can talk about, kind of, sorta, is Bridgerton. Because we made Erica watch the first season. So we can finally talk about Bridgerton with her. Because she needs to watch it. Right?
Yes.
So we got 5 or 6 episodes in.
I think she got I think she's on the 6th episode.
Sounds right. I love it. I love the soundtrack. Vitamin String Quartet is chef's kiss.
They're awesome.
Good fun stuff. So if you like period pieces, if you like drama and all that kind of stuff,
Smexiness.
Oh yeah.
Awesome clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the guy who played the paladin in the Dungeons and Dragons movie from Bridgerton?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's the first season dude, the Duke of Hastings. Yes. That be him.
Hastings, yes.
Yeah, I love me some Bridgerton.
Never seen it. It's on my list.
You'll like it.
I finished the first season. I'm in the middle of season 2, and I desperately want to get caught up so I can watch season 3 because I'm excited for season 3.
I'm caught up on season 3. I'm waiting for season 3 part 2 now.
So, I'd give it 1.5 maybe for, just because that there are some parts that I'm like meh on, but totally worth it.
Oh yeah, 100% worth it.
And the soundtrack is 0.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna look up first. So,
Vitamin String Quartet is chef's kiss. Anyway, next.
All right, my last one is a book that I begrudgingly got through, despite its subject matter. I love fairy tale retellings. Like, that is one of my favorite genres. This one happened to be about Hansel and Gretel, and it's supposed to take place 20 years after the events of the Grimm fairy tale. Their parents are dead. They're struggling to keep a roof over their heads. Hansel's got like a big gambling debt. Greta's bakes and sells gingerbread to try and help ends meet. And Reimagine Fairy Tales, like I said, some of the best books I've ever read. This is not one of them, though. Which is a shame. The beginning was disappointed. Like, the first 100 pages are kind of meh. And then the second half of the book is like, oh, okay, well, what happened with the first part? Okay, you finally figured out what you're doing. It's like, I don't know if they had 2 different editors or like was the editor slacking on the first part? Like it, I don't know. I give it like I give it like 2.5, 3, because I wanted it to be better and it had its moments and the ending was good, but the first, like, having to drag myself through those first 100 pages was just painful.
That's fair. It be like that sometimes.
Yeah. Gazo.
I just finished a book also. I am trying to get through the Stormlight Archive books because everybody says they're great, great storytelling and everything else. And man, it's so hard to get through them. I mean, just the audiobooks are like 55 plus hours long. And that's sped up 1.5 times. Um, just so I can get through it a little bit faster and I can still understand what they're saying. I finished book 2 this week. It wasn't bad. It's nice and fun. There's really cool stuff that happens. Characters are built really well. Things happen in this one. So it wasn't a big slog through like the first book. I enjoyed this one a lot more. We've got, well, I don't know, what, 2 more books to go. And I think the next book is 55 plus hours also. And so it's like, oh, but
Hey.
that's, what we got to do. Um, I like the story. The powers are cool. The way that they happen, all that stuff is nice and fun. It's just damn. There's things that I skip in the audio. There's like some side conversations and stuff, and I'm like skip, 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 and it's because I don't care. I want to get to the story, and so I can skip through some of that stuff, and it's just out of there. Overall, the world's kind of cool. The powers are neat. The things that they do is cool. Um, it could make a really cool RPG setting. They would never do it though because everybody would just be so fucking powerful. It's not even funny. But it's nice and neat. I'm not going to give a review until I finish the entire series. But the second book to me was better than the first book. But I also heard that the third book is pretty hard to get through. So I'm waiting. Hopefully I can get through that one, not be a problem. Mizzy, you got anything?
Oh. Actually, I want to talk about a music video.
Okay.
Eminem came out with some shenanigans.
Yeah.
If you have not watched that music video, you need to, like, as soon as we get done here, go watch that music video.
Go watch Houdini.
Go watch Houdini, because oh my fucking god, this is so Eminem. I love it.
The interesting part about this is I'm not a huge music person. So I'm kind of just there. And when it comes out, I'm like, okay, I'll listen to. But I'm actually looking forward to this album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old Slim Shady fan. That was around. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for it. And with this coming up, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And he disses on everybody, but that's Eminem. But the video
including himself.
Yeah, including himself. He disses on himself like crazy. I really, really, really liked that video. I listen to the song almost every single day, and the video is just hilarious.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's a good
jam. It's perfect.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's going to do with the rest of the album.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bomer 2211 says the books are really good. Everybody tells me the books are amazing, so I'm hoping that they are.
We're not denying that the books are good. There's this good, solid story there. It's just they're so goddamn long.
Yeah. It's like, really? Holy shit. So, Nerd?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. I am still working through. So Mayors of Kingstown just started back with his Jeremy Renner. He plays a guy that plays an in-between between the police force and the gangs and everything. And this is his first time back since his accident. Jeremy Renner's great. It's very good in the show. And then also the final season of Evil is out, and I'm working through that. I'm going to give a review of that once it's completely done. But I'm enjoying that immensely. It's been really fun the way that they're doing it. So other than that, if nobody has anything else, that is our episode for the day.
It's 8:30.
It is 8:30.
Boom.
We are there. Do we have anybody we can read into? Let me check our
I'm gonna
channels.
check and see who's live as well.
Anybody we want to read into? We can
there's any
do.
of-
Let's review some Sir Arminius with some MechWarrior Online. You can watch some things blow up and such. So we'll
Yeah,
send you off to
Shooty
him.
booms.
Shitty booms.
Yeah, we'll get into just Sir Arminius. Guys, we appreciate you coming out. We appreciate you hanging out. We appreciate you doing everything. It's always a pleasure. We're going to be doing more things. Mizzy and I still have to do our Relic Blade review. Hint, hint, I need pictures.
I know. I'm working on it.
But we'll be doing more talking, more discussion. Please follow our Facebook group. And you can join our Discord. We do have a Discord, and you can come and hang out there where we'll be doing things. But see us on Wednesday where we do hang out and painting. So if you want to hang out with us and paint models and just shoot the shit, it gives us time. And, you know, we're trying to, our Discord, we're not really popular. It's not really huge or anything, but it is a way to get a hold of us if you don't follow us on Facebook, because a lot of people hate Facebook. But if you have a product you want us to review, let us know. I mean, I don't mind buying an RPG here and there for reviews. Video games are a different story, especially if they're like $70 type thing. And if they're really, really shitty, I won't do it. But we're going to be continuing talking about video games. Nerd's still going to be doing stuff when she gets done. She'll be back on Wednesdays hanging out with us.
Yep.
We can do fun things. But guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. So we want to make sure that you're safe. As always, if you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find somebody that will, because we've got to make sure we stick up for each other. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
I'm busy.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, check them out on Facebook.com/morethandice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.